if everyone's ready, we'll start our committee of adjustment for today. Do I have any conflict of interest from anyone? Seeing none. First item of business is appointment of a new acting secretary for the committee in the name of Alicia Dijak. Can I have a motion to appoint her, please? Moved by Bob, seconded by Howard. All in favor? Carried. Your new acting secretary, Alicia. And a big round of thanks for Sunyana for filling in for Alicia while she was away. She did a fine job. Okay, approval of minutes of the the August 10th meeting. Moved by Bob, seconded by Jennifer. All in favor? Carried. Alicia, any correspondence? Seeing none. First application is from Robert Himes, 18 Dover Street. Mr. Himes, are you online? Don't think so. So the procedure will be the same for this as all applications. The planner will give her report. The applicant will then have a chance to respond. I will then ask if there's anyone in favor or anyone opposed to the application. They will have a chance to speak, and then it comes back to the committee for consideration. First application, Andrea, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first application for minor variance is for MV 19-20, and I'll share my screen here with everyone. Okay, so this application is for lands located at 118 Dover Street, and the applicant is requesting relief from section 5.1.1.1 to increase, actually, I'll just skip the sections and I'll just explain what the applicant is requesting the relief for. So the first is to increase the maximum permitted height for a building accessory to a residential use from 4 meters to 4.5 meters to facilitate the construction of a detached garage. The second relief requested is to reduce the minimum interior side yard width for a single detached dwelling from 1.2 meters to 0.7 meters to facilitate the construction of a covered porch with a cold cellar that would be below grade underneath the proposed covered porch. And then the third request for relief is to reduce the minimum setback between the eaves and gutters and the interior lot line from 0.6 meters to 0.3 meters for the covered porch. So just to be clear, there's two sets of relief that's being requested for two different items. So one is for the detached garage, and then one is for the covered porch with the cold cellar below grade. The applicant is requesting the relief for the covered porch, and basically I can just actually scroll down here. So the proposed garage is being proposed in the rear yard, and the applicant is requesting to increase the height. And that was basically, the applicant has indicated that the detached garage is for the purposes of storing personal items. And I believe that it's a trailer that the applicant would like to store in the detached garage. And so they've increased that, or requested the height increase, which is fairly common request to the Committee of Adjustment. And then the second thing that the applicant has requested is to build a covered porch to the rear of the subject dwelling. And the requested relief for the reduced setback is basically to maintain the exterior wall along the southern lot line. And it would just, so the covered porch would be consistent with the existing dwelling. Sorry, my light has turned off here. So the applicant currently has an existing dwelling on the subject lands, and the property is 880 square meters. The application was circulated to a number of agencies. The building department indicated that they are supportive of the subject application. The parcel has ample area to host both the accessory structure and the covered porch. Staff are of the opinion that both the covered porch and the detached garage will not have a negative impact on neighboring properties, and nor will it impact the site's ability to provide adequate parking, drainage, landscaping, amenity space, and the detached garage can maintain the relevant setbacks. Something else that that we look at too is the detached garage maintain or continue to be ancillary to the single detached dwelling. And in this case, although they're requesting that the height be increased, we're satisfied that the detached garage will remain subordinate to the existing dwelling. So in light of our review, we'd recommend that this application be approved, and we have included one condition, and that is our standard condition that the committee has seen many times before, and it's just that the gutters and downspouts shall be installed, maintained, and the rain directed to the satisfaction of the city's building department. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. Is the applicant online now? I see no one. Is there anyone online who wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Seeing no one comes back for the committee, can I have a motion to accept the planner's recommendations? Moved by Peter, seconded by, oh, sorry, Jennifer. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Moving on to the second application. This is from Thames Developments. I understand there's a delegation. Aaron Hill, are you online?
I am. Yep, I'm here.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, Andrea, can you proceed, please?
Thank you. So this application for minor variance is to reduce the minimum required exterior side yard width from 4.5 meters to 4.1 meters. And it's for a new lot on Upper Thames Drive, and the address is 1359 Upper Thames Drive. And you'll see on the map that I have showing here that there is currently not a street to the east of the subject property. However, that street will be installed. It was draft approved through a recent plan of subdivision. So the applicant is, and I'll just scroll down here to the site plan. And so you'll see that the applicant is proposing a dwelling on the subject property, and it is it meets the exterior side yard setback of 4.5 meters until it reaches this this top corner. And so the applicant is requesting relief. And as I indicated, it was from 4.5 meters to 4.1 meters. And basically it can't be met because, as you can see, the lot angles in. And so the applicant is requesting the relief to facilitate the construction of the subject dwelling and the design of the dwelling. Staff are satisfied that the subject dwelling can maintain all the other relevant setbacks. Staff are also satisfied that the dwelling will not impact sight lines along the future street. There's still adequate space to access the rear yard. It's not impacting landscape open space or parking or the ability for the site to provide proper drainage or maintenance. And so, and then as I indicated earlier, it's just the top corner really that needs the relief. So in light of our review, we recommend that this application be given favorable consideration.
Thank you, Andrea. Aaron, you have a positive planning report, so you need not speak unless you wish.
No, only to say I'm here to answer any questions if they arise.
Thank you. Anyone here to speak in favor of the application or online? Anyone online to speak against the application? Seeing none, it comes back to the committee for acceptance of the planner's recommendation. Moved by Howard, seconded by Bob. All in favor? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you, Aaron. 20-day waiting period, I believe. Third application, MV 2120, Sybil McEvius. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Sybil, are you online?
Yes.
Thank you. Andrea, go ahead, please.
Okay, the next application for minor variance is MV 21-20, and it's for lands located at 459 Vincent Street. And the applicant is requesting relief from the front yard setback to permit an in-ground pool. Oh, sorry, the applicant is requesting relief to locate a pool house, which is 53.5 square meters, as well as an in-ground pool in the front yard. And as the committee can see, the applicant is requesting this relief as there's a long driveway, and this is considered the front yard as defined by the zoning bylaw is the land between the street line to the place of excavation. And so it goes right up to where the dwelling starts. And so all of this area here would be considered the front yard. And as you can see, there is not much of a rear yard setback between the house and the northern lot line. And so the most logical place for the applicant to place the pool house and the in-ground pool is over here in what we would describe as the front yard. The subject property currently contains an existing single detached dwelling and a garden shed. And I'm just going to scroll down so the committee can see. Oops. So the committee can see what the applicant is proposing. We circulated the application, and staff were supportive of the application. The building department supported the application, and they have no concerns with the pool and the pool house being in the front yard. Planning staff are also supportive of the application, although, as I indicated, this would generally be defined as the front yard. The property is surrounded by other rear yards, which is where typically you would find a pool and pool house. And so for the pool and pool house to be located in this area, although it's the front yard, it generally is maintaining the intent of the zoning bylaw, as this is, these are backyards. And typically we don't like accessory structures and pools in front yards because they can impede sight lines and normal maintenance and whatever else along the street. But in this case, it's set very far back from the street line, and so we really don't think that it'll have any sort of impact on Vincent Street. And then also we don't feel that it'll negatively impact any of the neighboring property owners. So in light of our review, we'd recommend that this application be given approval.
Thank you, Andrea. Sybil, you have a positive planning report. You need not speak unless you wish. Sybil, are you there?
Yep.
You need not speak unless you wish. You have a positive planning report.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's ask if there's anyone online wishing to speak in favor of the application. Is there anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Hearing no one, it comes back to the committee for a resolution. All right, we're all set to go again. So I was asking the committee for a resolution to approve the planner's recommendation. Moved by Howard, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Next application is Jessica Pape, 125 Beale Street. Ms. Pape, are you online? I guess not. Andrew, can you proceed?
Okay, the next application is an application for MV 22-20, and it's for lands located at 125 Beale Street. And the applicant is requesting relief to reduce the minimum required lot area for a converted dwelling house from 540 square meters to 537, as well as to reduce the minimum required lot depth from 28 meters to 27.4 meters. And this would permit a second unit in a converted dwelling house. The subject property currently contains an existing single detached dwelling and a detached garage. For the committee's information, the applicant is proposing a second unit. However, there are no exterior renovations being proposed, as the unit is to be located in the basement of the subject dwelling. It's also important for the committee to understand that the request to reduce the minimum lot depth is it's indicated that it's for a converted dwelling house, but it should be known also that the minimum lot depth of 28 meters is a standard across the board for most low density dwellings. And so at this point in time, there's a single detached dwelling and the minimum lot depth would be 28 meters. The requirement would be 28 meters today too. So we would consider the lot depth to be legal non-complying. And then going forward, it would just simply be to recognize that there is a slight deficiency from the 28 meters to the 27.4 meters. The application was circulated. The building department indicated that they're satisfied with the proposals, and that 2 legal parking spaces, it appears as though they can be accommodated on the subject property. And I'll just actually scroll down to the applicant's sketch. So, however, the applicant may be required to expand the existing parking area to include 2 legal parking spaces. And so the building department asked that a condition be included to ensure that the applicant provides those 2 legal parking spaces on the subject property. In light of our review, we feel that the subject application to facilitate the converted dwelling is can be considered minor and desirable in nature. Staff are satisfied that although the applicant is requesting relief from the minimum lot area, it's minimal, and still they can provide adequate parking, amenity space, drainage, grading, and landscaping on the subject property. So in light of that, we'd recommend that this application be approved.
Thank you, Andrea. Is Ms. Pape online now? I guess not. Anyone online wishing to speak in favor of the application? Anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Hearing no one, it comes back to the committee for a resolution to accept the planner's report. Moved by Bob, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Last application for this evening is MV 2320, Kelly Koopman. Kelly, are you online?
No, Mike is, her
Mike
husband.
is online. Very good. Thank you. Andrea, go ahead.
Okay, the final application for minor variance is for lands located at 464 Devonshire Avenue. And the applicant is requesting to increase the maximum height from 4 meters to 4.9 meters for an accessory structure, as well as to increase the maximum permitted size for an accessory structure from 75 square meters in area to 117.7 square meters. And this would permit a detached garage in the rear yard of the subject property. Let's move down to the proposal. So as you can see, here's a subject dwelling, and then here is the proposed accessory structure in the rear yard. The subject property is approximately 3,153.6 square meters in area and is currently occupied by the single detached dwelling with an attached garage. The application was circulated to various agencies, and the building department indicated that they are supportive of the application. They further indicated that the subject property has undergone a major redevelopment, including a new dwelling, grading, and the proposed garage. And the applicant submitted a site and grading plan to the building department, and they are satisfied with it. It should be further noted that the building department indicated that the proposed garage is proposing a lot coverage of 3.7%. So although the request is to increase the maximum area for an accessory structure, staff are satisfied that it's only proposed to be a very small portion of the contributing to the lot coverage. Staff are satisfied that the proposal can meet the relevant setbacks. It is not exceeding the maximum amount of coverage that's permitted in an R1 zone. The applicant is still able to provide parking and drainage and amenity area, and staff are satisfied that the proposed detached garage will not have a negative impact on neighboring properties. So in light of that, we would recommend that the application also be given approval.
Thank you, Andrea. Mike, you have a positive planning report. You need not speak unless you wish.
Okay.
Thank you. Is there anyone online wishing to speak in favor of the application? Seeing none. We'll get to a letter in a minute. Is there anyone online wishing to speak against the application? Seeing none. I believe Alicia has a letter, or Sunyana, you have a letter to read. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a letter here from an Elaine Nadline who would like to submit her correspondence speaking in opposition to this matter. Her letter dated September 8th, 2020 reads, "To whom it may concern, we, the undersigned, want to register our objection to the requested variance MV 2320. The requested size of this proposal building is too large for a residential neighborhood by the official plan. This variance raises concerns of commercial use now or in the future. We are definitely objecting to future commercial use." The letter is signed by Elaine and John Nadline of 336 Graham Street, Butch and Debbie Iyer of 342 Graham Street, and Jen and Jean Hiscock of 330 Graham Street. Further, they request a copy of the planning report.
Thank you, Alicia. It's not proposed for commercial, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Goes to the committee for resolution to accept the planning report. The planner's recommendation. Moved by Bob, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Mike, I think there's a 20-day waiting period before this becomes official, but your application is approved.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any further business to bring forward to the committee? Otherwise, a motion to adjourn I will entertain now. Motion to adjourn. Howard. Move. Seconder. Bob. All in favor? Carried. Well done. Well done. Thank you.